Good evening, ladies and gents. It's Jacob on the one up top. I hope you're all enjoying this dead weather. All them people that were wishing for the snow, just wait till it turns to black ice. I hate this stuff, man. We're in March. What's going on? People, you need to stop using petrol and aftershave, man, and save the climate. But anyway, on to more pressing and important matters. It's Wednesday nights, and we all know what goes on here. Tottenham are in the Champions League. Before I go on to discuss the lineups and my prediction for the game, I'm going to play this tune because for a while. Who doesn't love the Champions League tune, mate? Oh, unless we win it. But stop it there. It's getting a bit weird now, isn't it? Yeah, I thought I'd chuck that in. I just thought to myself, is that going to be the last time I listen to it for a little while? Because it's not looking too great in the league. And we have to win this competition, if you ask me, to be in it, unless Liverpool have another dip of form. First of all, I'm going to just go straight into it. I've looked at the lineups. The lineup is pretty much where I wanted it to be. The only concerns I have, being a Spurs fan, especially in this day and age, there's concerns everywhere on the pitch. We've got Perisic back in at left wing back, which hasn't convinced me all season. I'm not blinded by the fact that he's got all these assists. They're all from set pieces. He's not somebody that I trust in particularly because, he's a left wing back that used to be a left-sided forward, hasn't scored for us. So that speaks volumes. If he's somebody that we're bringing on for his directness going forward, ain't scored. He ain't even looked like scoring. If it comes to deliveries, he's actually a really good crosser. But why is he not assisting from him? That's my question. So, again, if we're on the front foot going forward, don't really mind him. But I think him and Son isn't a partnership that works. But then, again, with Eric Dyer missing, we haven't really got much options. It's either play Ben Davies at fullback and bring Davinson Sanchez in, or put Ben Davies in there. And we all know we'd rather go with the latter. So looking at the lineups, we've got Forster in goal, obviously. We've got Romero, Longley and Davis as the three centre-halves. Emerson Royal back in at right back, which I'm happy to see. Perisic, as aforementioned, left wing back, Højbjerg and Skip, Kulusevski, Son and Kane. On paper, can't really get much stronger than that. I put, again, like I highlighted before, I'd rather have Richarlison start, just because I don't think him coming on is better than any of the three that we've got on. So it kind of feels like, in terms of talent, we regress. I mean, if we've got Richarlison on the bench, I'd want to see him come on and all four of them be up front, but that's not happening under Conte. So one of them will have to be sacrificed. Milan have gone to a 4-3-3. Giroud, Leo and front. Looking at the goals that they've scored this season, haven't exactly been prolific. But again, Giroud, ex-Chelsea, ex-Arsenal, he's done it on the big stage. He's been doing it for AC Milan, He was their top goal scorer when they won the league last year. So he's always going to be a threat, especially aerially. Rafa Leo is the main man. I think if we can do a job on him keeping quiet, we should be okay. If he stays on the left-hand side, that's probably our stronger side, if you want to say it, defensively, because I feel that if he went on the other side and tested, that they'd have him on toast. The midfield, they've got a couple of players that I've heard of. Krunic, very good in possession, and given space, he can hurt us in splitting up defences, sort of thing. Defence, they've got Tomori, that's another guy. He's going to have a bit of fire in his belly with his Chelsea connections. You've got to be careful of him with set pieces, because he's somebody that will have a bit more hunger to score a goal and be able to, give the thumbs up to his ex-club. But yeah, it's one of those. The atmosphere will be great. We all know it will be. The Spurs fans will be pumped up. It's a Wednesday night in North London. If I was there, I'd be excited. I'm happy enough to watch the game, but I wouldn't go as far as saying I was excited. I didn't exactly rush home from work like I normally would. Normally, I'd ask to leave home early, grab a couple of beers, clean the house before I do anything. But I've literally just got in and we've got, 45 minutes to kick off. It's one of those, isn't it? If you get in time, you get in time. Again, I want Tottenham to win, but I don't have confidence. Wouldn't be surprised if it goes to extra time. But as the old cliche says, we've got to score first. We've got to score first. We've got to score early. I think the team needs to play to the crowd. So if I was Conte, which he probably won't do, is you get the team pressing from the off. If we can get a first goal, who knows what can happen. I feel that AC Milan haven't been on great form. They lost their last game to Fiorentina. They've been on some poor form. They victory against us. Rafa Leo, I think, is their top goal scorer at the minute. He's only on 8 goals in Serie A. And Diaz hasn't really been scoring any goals, but again, he went on a barren run and ended it against Tottenham. So wouldn't be surprised if they all turn up tonight. But just in my chest, I just got a feeling we're going to win. Not saying I'm confident. I don't know what it is. People have been asking me, why do I think we're going to win? I just don't know. As I said in one of my previous videos, I kind of, if we're going to go through, I want us to go through, then through, then through. Like, there's no point in going through and then playing Bayern Munich or PSG or Real Madrid or Chelsea or something like that and just absolutely getting embarrassed, Once you get into a quarter-final of any competition, no matter how the state of your affairs, you've got to try and say to yourself, right, let's go and try and win that, because realistically, you're 5 games away from the final, so you've got to take it seriously. I don't think we'll be playing Champions League next year, because we either have to win the Champions League or pick up a bit of form again. I think the only way we do that is maybe by, if we put in a good performance against AC Milan, Conte has to drill in some sort of consistency. So whether it's consistency in the lineups, we're not in the FA Cup anymore. League Cup's out the window. Just play your strongest lineup week in, week out now. So if we do get through to the quarterfinals, stop pissing around and changing things around. We don't need to rest players anymore, because in the latter stages it's not going to be every midweek. So if we get to the point where we've got a league game, a Champions League game, and another league game, you might as well play your strongest lineup in all 3 of them, because the following week you're not going to be playing the Champions League game, so everyone gets to rest. So if you've got 3 crucial games, just like we did just previously, we need to learn from that, because we had Wolves, we had Chelsea, and we had Sheffield United. Now, in hindsight, I think we should have gone strong against Chelsea like we did, gone pretty strong, 1 or 2 changes against Sheffield United, not the 7 or 8 that we saw in rotation of positions and personnel, and then gone to Wolves, and you could have, brought a couple in that have rested from Sheffield United. So if you rested Emerson Royal, for instance, for Sheffield United, bring him in for Wolves, and then he could probably play tonight as well. I think a lot of players, if you're tired tonight, you'll get through this game based on adrenaline, even if it goes to extra time, because, the fans will be up for it. It's the last hope, really. We haven't... It's all or nothing, really. But, again, my heart tells me that we're going to win, just not because I'm confident that we're playing well. I just think that we're going to end up playing someone tougher in the Champions League and getting royally spanked. And like I said in my previous video, I'd kind of prefer that if we're going to go and play Bayern Munich's and Real Madrid's and get slapped up, just get knocked out now. If you're going to go there and take it seriously, and, I can take losing, but not getting spanked. I can't be dealing with the 7-2s that we got from Bayern last time. And the way Bayern and PSG are playing at the minute, whoever gets through that, only Tottenham will get one of them too. So, we'll see how it goes. 45 minutes till a kick-off. I hope we play well. I want us to win, but there's no point in you being a competition just to say, oh, we're Tottenham, got into a quarter-final. I know we're not capable. I know we haven't got the squad. But stranger things are happening in football. We've seen Porto win it. We've seen Leicester win the league. We've seen Greece win the Euros. So there is anomalies in football. You've just got to keep it consistent, keep it solid, and keep believing. And we all saw when we got to the Champions League final last time, you know, when we got to the quarterfinals, I was like, as soon as we got Man City, that's us ruled out. But then we managed to ride our luck and get to a final. So who knows? But if I'm going to put a result on it, I think it's going to be very edgy. My heart tells me we're going to win 2-0. I think Harry Kane's going to obviously score the first goal. I think Kulusevski's is his turn to step up today. I think I just got a sense that he's going to not necessarily score, not necessarily assist, but he's going to be our driving force. We need it. I've given up on Son, so I'm hoping by giving up he might turn his fortunes around. But my head tells me stop being a prat and you're going to lose on that thing. But, you know, I've just got to the point where, like I say, as a Spurs fan, keep the balance. If we win the game, we lose it, it's Tottenham. This is what we do. As I keep saying, that's the phrase for this season. It's Tottenham, and this is what we do. So I hope, you know, as a Tottenham fan, you enjoy the game. As a neutral, I hope you don't, because that means we'll be winning. So, yeah, I'll see you guys at halftime. Yes, people, it's half time. You can see by the look in my eyes, man, I was falling asleep. And it's not even a joke. I'm not doing this for the video. I was saying it to the kids before I started this game. I so badly wish Tottenham weren't playing today because I just needed to go to bed. We had a long day at work. We had a longish week. And Tottenham just made it longer. Like I keep saying, man, I struggle. You know, everybody that knows me knows I talk loads. I don't even know what to say on that. Like, the last 2 minutes of that half typified everything for me. It was like AC Milan were passing it around the back and Harry Kane, Son and Kulusevski just looking at each other while they're looking at in our half. That, my friends, is what our manager brings to this. You know, how's Conte looking at Kane, Kulusevski and Son in them positions when we need a goal and content? You know, most managers, imagine like a Jurgen Klopp, Pep Guardiola, watching Kane, their forward players stand off like that. Are you mad? They'd be going crazy. You'd have no option but to press. But here, we're acting like we're 4-0 up in the first tie. This is what I mean. Like, I stand by my words, man. Even if we win this game, I want Conte out because this ain't the football that modern day football is. This is not what's required to win trophies, to win consistent games. It's not. You can win the one-off games, but you're not going to win games. Like I've said before, you've got to treat football like life. In life, if you want things, you go for them. If you want a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a job, an opportunity, you don't sit there and wait for it and counter-attack, do you? Do you know what I mean? Like, if I go clubbing tonight with my friends and I'm thinking to myself, I want to talk to some girls today, what's the point of me being indoors, talking about it and saying to the boys, all the boys saying to me, yeah, go on, Jake, go for it. And then I walk in the club and I'm just sitting there waiting for all girls to come to me. And then when they come over, then I'll attack. What's the point? You'll be there all day. Do you know what I mean? And if there's a girl that comes to you, probably not the girl for you. Do you get what I'm saying? So this is what Tottenham are doing in football terms. We're literally sitting there waiting for the girls. You saw Harry Kane. Harry Kane was there at the bar waiting for the girl. Kulusevski waiting for the girl. Son waiting for the girl. I mean, you're acting like girls. Girls are all right to sit there and wait. Tottenham are acting like girls in the club, waiting for the man to approach. Dead. Don't, as far as I'm concerned, even if we win this game, whoopie-doo. Because if we do this against Real Madrid and PSG and Barcelona, we are dead meat. See you lot at full time. Yes, people, it's Jacob on the one up top. I'm trying to keep a straight face, but I can't stop laughing. The The reason is, first and foremost, we're out of the Champions League. I can't stop laughing because all I keep doing is doing reruns of Romero's challenge, and I think to myself, what's going on? There's not much I can say about it, so I'm going to wrap it up quite briefly. Tottenham are crap. Harry Kane's leaving. Conte will probably be gone in the next week or so. But Pochettino will be back. Don't worry about it, and we'll all be jumping around again, won't we? Everybody was poor. You know, if I'm going to say anybody to say that was a good performance was probably Ollie Skip, just because he tried. Ben Davies again, because they tried. These are people that tried. Still can't get made around how Son did 90 minutes. Richarlison's dead rubber. How Richarlison and Son are getting minutes between them and Danjuma's just stood there not getting any minutes is beyond me. It's just a calamity of errors. It's a strange one because, you know, it feels like Tottenham are in an all-time low, but, you know, the idiots in our fan base will be like, well, we're still in the top four, but, you know, it's only a matter of time before Liverpool eat that off of us. You know, the performance spoke for itself. You know, what threw me off completely was when we brought off Kulusevski for Davinson Sanchez. When, you know, in hindsight, I get it. We were down to 10 men, so you needed some sort of resistance at the back. But, you know, we're down to 10 men, you might as well just throw the kitchen sink at it and see what happens. You know, if we got a 1-0, if we get a goal in the 90th minute, you know, if Harry Kane's chance was to go in and we still had attackers on, you can regroup, maybe take it to penalties, and then who knows. But if I'm honest, you know, when Longley and Romero got booked and they're out of the next game, at that minute I said to myself, you might as well just lose it, boys. You know, because we would have just gone to the Bernabeu with Davinson Sanchez, Dyer and Ben Davies as the back three and got whooped up 7 or 8-0. So, no thanks. In a weird way, like I said earlier, I kind of wanted us knocked out because I don't see the point of us progressing if we're not going to win it. We ain't got a chance of winning it. We proved that. You know, realistically, AC Milan, decent side, but they're probably they're a Europa League outfit. You know, you got teams like Arsenal, Sporting Lisbon, Man United in the Europa League who are better than these teams. Barcelona had to, you know, go through the preliminary stages of that, and they're better than AC Milan. So realistically, that was the Europa League game, and we still bottled it. You know, not much to speak on the game. It was dead. We go into absolute turmoil now. You know, Kane's probably gone home and said to his missus, I want out. You know, how do you fancy living in Manchester for a bit, or maybe Munich? Conte probably be, you know, another gallbladder will come out and he'll be back in Italy again. But don't worry about it, we've got Poch. You know, Daniel Levy knows as a fan base, but that's stupid, that we'll bring Poch in and all of a sudden it'll be like, oh, he's magic, you know, but then it'll just be the same thing. I've just become accustomed to Tottenham being crap, the ownership not caring, Beyonce concerts, and I'm calm. You know, it's one of those. We could play Forest at the weekend, lose, life goes on for me. I'm not going to allow myself to get stressed anymore. And like I said, I can just find things funny. You know, we've got senseless defenders. We got one defender that's composed, which is Longley. The rest of them, at any given moment, can make a stupid error. You know, Ben Davies is another one that ain't really senseless, but he's not really a centre half. So that wraps it up for me. You know what I mean? We go into Nottingham Forest. We'll probably lose that. Steve Cooper will get the job because, you know, we're linked to him. So we might as well, you know, this is his audition, isn't it? You know, if it ain't him, it's Thomas Frank. You know, we're getting linked round managers now that have only just got teams promoted into the Premier League, but, you know, they're good enough for Tottenham. But to be honest, I think they are because we're a small club just like them. That's me signing out. That's enough said on me. Watch out for me on Saturday when I'm going to do another before, middle and after. I'll be on the show on Friday, time added on. And just keep running up the likes, the comments, the share, and subscribe. I'm getting some good traction now. I want to keep this going and I'm going to keep it consistent. Hope you have a blessed evening. Jacob on the one up top.